Hey guys, Game here again, and this is going to be a what if. Still, the title and the thumbnail is just a bit different. But this is going to be what if Tanjiro was trained by All Hashira. As I think Orokodaki was a decent teacher, but thing is, rephrase this. I think Tanjiro could have grown better with someone who was likely the more skilled user of water breathing. Because Gyu invented a whole new technique for the form, and Orokodaki so far has not been seen to do that. So yeah, so in this one, Tanjiro, when he is found by Gyu actually brings him to Demon Slayer core, and Nezuko is actually able to be subdued by Gyu the most of the time, but they should stop by Rokodaki's first, and he says that he'll bring Nezuko to them once he can get her under a decent hypnosis, and he'll train her in some hand-to-hand combat as well. Now this, Tanjiro actually want to stay with Rokodaki, but Gyu says no. So Gyu would bring Tanjiro over to the Hashira. I mean, this is the base of Hashira and Oyakata. And while he's there, Gyu mentions that Tanjiro is his new student. As he mentions that Tanjiro's family was killed by demons in the area that Muzan was in. He tells Oyakata the entire truth, but not the Hashira. Oyakata is happy to hear this. So with this, Tanjiro would actually be trained by Gyu, and Tanjiro would actually likely grow a bit faster with more enforcement from the other Hashira. But I could see probably after about a year, he's not like a master water breathing, but he knows at least half the forms down. But he also shows off Hinokami Kagura. So he shows that off, and Gyu's like, alright, well, this actually been a bit out of my hands. Bring Goku, see what he can do with you, but come back to me for water breathing every once in a while so you don't lose your finesse. Tanjiro agrees, and he kind of alternates between training with Gyu and Rengoku. So as he trains with those two, back and forth, he also will train with Gyome a little bit, and Shinobu. Most of the Hashira leave him alone. He doesn't really need to learn from them. But Kanao is actually a good training partner for him, and he actually clashes with her a lot. She's kind of just his gauge for power. And, well, Gyome would actually teach Tanjiro the breathing forms, but also the affirmations. So Tanjiro would learn those both. Sorry about that. Took a deep breath and I started choking. I don't know if that happened, but it did. But yeah, so Tanjiro would actually write letters back to Nezuko from time to time, once Orokodaki confirmed that she'd woken up. Or at least been subdued to some degree. And he sends Nezuko the affirmation telling her these can make her stronger. And Nezuko, having human function still, she doesn't speak, she can read. So Tanjiro would basically be able to help Nezuko learn affirmations after telling her what he thinks they are in his own words. And that does help her get stronger, actually. So yeah. But after, I would say, the entire two and a half years thing, that time passes, Tanjiro would be able to use about two techniques of flame breathing, and there's 10 techniques of water breathing, so I would say Tanjiro can use about 6, and then he can use 2 of flame breathing. But he also will actually be able to use Hinokami Kagura at all moments. He thinks that's like his trump card. That's something he's actually mastered. So yeah. But eventually, before it comes to entrance exams, Nezuko arrives, and Tanjiro, Oyakata, and Gyu explain who she is. Everyone's a bit nervous until Oyakata mentioned that if you have a problem with her being here, I have no issue letting you go. That's a lie, but his tone, his expression, none of it seemed to be showing that was a lie. So everyone was like, alright, fine. They're not happy with the idea, but... Well, actually, Shinobu, Gyu, and Mitsuri are kind of neutral. But while Tanjiro does the exam, Mitsuri and Shinobu actually have fun with Nezuko. They talk to her. Nezuko doesn't talk back, but she makes noise. So yeah. Tanjiro goes to the exams with Kanao, and I would say it goes better. Tanjiro actually can use concentration breathing and all that. And he's pretty easily, but with much better physical strength, he's able to cut down a lot more demons at once. But he actually focuses on saving people more often than not. But eventually he meets up with Kanao, and at this point he had saved Zenitsu, and Zenitsu's kind of stuck to him now. But eventually Tanjiro finds the giant demon with all the hands, and Tanjiro had been explicitly given a mission by Gyu. Make sure this thing dies. That is the mission that Gyu gave Tanjiro. When Tanjiro tells Kanao and Zenitsu this, so he tells them, you guys can go wait by the tree, but I have business to do. They just nod, as Kanao escorts Zenitsu to the tree, while declining his marriage offers. But Tanjiro would fight the demon, and being a lot faster, much stronger, probably not as skilled specifically, but he has all around as an all-rounder, he has better skill, but specifically for demon art, or not for demon art, for breathing technique, he does not have as much skill as he does in canon. But he's easily able to cut down the demon, honestly. It's because he can Kamikaze, and he thinks this thing deserves to die painfully, so he went all out. But yeah. So he kind of got the thing's head off with really no difficulty. After dodging it a few times, he realized that, like, hey, this thing's not even, like, lower moon levels. He's been told, like, how strong lower moons are, even compared to upper moons. It's like, this thing is, like, if anything, like, above average. So he severed his head, landed on his feet, and then walked back to the entrance area. While he's there, Zenitsu was still begging Kanao to marry him. Tanjiro just arrived, tell him shut up, and step between him and Kanao. Tanjiro and Kanao, they don't have a thing where they're dating, but they openly aren't saying it, even though they might as well be. But then eventually they get told to choose their materials, and Tanjiro is very much aware of what material he should pick. As Guillaume mentions that since he's blind, he's also had to enhance his other senses. And Tanjiro being able to help to enhance his senses overall, can really just tell by actually just his vision at this point. He's enhanced his vision, his sense of smell, and his all-around just sense of, well, feel. He's enhanced touch, scent, and sight. He's able to find out which mineral he needs just based off his eyes alone, not even just the scent. But the scent just reaffirmed it. So yeah, so with this, he chooses material, Kanao and Zenitsu choose after him, and then Tanjiro brings Zenitsu with him. Well, actually, first Jigoro, Zenitsu goes to him first, and then he actually goes to Tanjiro with Jigoro. Because Tanjiro mentioned, like, oh, yeah, Zenitsu's going to come here, she might as well leave his sword here with us, as I can see a giant thing full of them. So yeah, so with this, Zenitsu arrives, Hakunezuka gives him his blade, and Jigoro is happy to meet Tanjiro, the student of Giyu, and his sister, the student of Urokodaki. So yeah. But then we move forward again, probably over to, like, just Tanjiro's first few missions with Nezuko, but also Zenitsu, because him and Zenitsu already get along, and Oyata's like, Zenitsu should be left alone, he's not that impressive without you with him. And he's asleep when he's strong, so... Jigoro thought that was a good idea, so, yeah. I don't think his name's Jigoro, but I'm gonna check. I was right. So, with this, Tanjiro and Zenitsu go on the same mission as usual, but Tanjiro and Zenitsu actually move a lot faster. The point where they get there, I would say at least, like, one victim early. So they arrive, say the girl and her boyfriend from that demon. Then say they arrive, like, right as the demon strikes, and Tanjiro pretty easily would slash his hand off. So they arrive just in time before they even get any information. Tanjiro just heard something was up, same for Zenitsu. Where Zenitsu heard it, Tanjiro followed him. So yeah, but Zenitsu was Tanjiro to the demon, Tanjiro got his hand off, and Zenitsu actually excel here just in base because the demon's harming a woman. A pretty one at that. But Tanjiro and Zenitsu fight the demon, and the demon, well, he thought Tanjiro was trouble. Zenitsu's just too fast to keep up with, so Zenitsu would use his first one breathing. He wasn't unconscious, but wasn't as strong as usual. Well, the demon didn't have his head cut off, but it almost died. But Tanjiro would surprise it by cutting his head off once his guard was down. Nezuko didn't really need to fight at all. She was fine. So, yeah. Tanjiro and Zenitsu do a high five, and then they move on to the next mission. They keep going until they get to probably the next mission, which was where Tanjiro will chronically meet Zenitsu, and then they have Kyogai. And this is where they meet Inosuke. Inosuke still being his usual self, but Tanjiro would actually have Zenitsu watch Nezuko. Zenitsu knows he's in there, and he just sits down on the box and waits for Tanjiro to come out of the building. So Tanjiro says he can just smell how strong the demon is. So with this, Tanjiro goes inside, and he kind of begins cutting down demons left and right. There's really no difficulty until he gets to Kyogai. Tanjiro's a lot stronger and a lot more level-headed. I'd say he gives, like, his aura resembles Shinobu, but his personality is the same. His aura is just shifted. Like you can tell he's nice by appearance, or you think he looks nice by appearance. His aura just screams dangerous, even though, well, he is, but he doesn't act on his urges a lot. But yeah, he talks to Kyogai for a bit, even tells Kyogai, after I kill you, I'll read your poetry. Kyogai's a bit sad that Tanjiro will kill him and then read poetry, says he would have something like, read it, tell me what you think, then kill me. Tanjiro reads it, says, not bad. Better than an amateur, I'll say that. But I would say for your era, great. This one, still pretty good. He gives a thumbs up, Kyogai doesn't think he's lying. So actually, what she told Tanjiro, make it quick and make it as painless as possible. Tanjiro nods, and before Kyogai could even blink, Tanjiro had cut his head off, and Tanjiro was already leaving, but he had bowed to Kyogai before he left. Tanjiro walked aside with tons of paper, and Zenitsu actually blocking a lot of Inosuke's strikes. As he knows there's a pretty girl in the box, so he's not going to allow Inosuke to hit her. He's blocking a lot of strikes, actually pushing Inosuke back. Not like fighting, but he's pushing Inosuke. Then Inosuke will go in for a headbutt, only Tanjiro to grab him by the top of his head and throw him over her shoulder. Just grip strength alone. Inosuke and Tanjiro still box, but Tanjiro, being a lot more efficient in just fighting in general, would basically just give Inosuke the meanest combos ever, then ended with a headbutt. So, yeah. But then we move on more until we get to probably the spiders, the mountain. At this point, Tanjiro was always training at this point, so same for Nezuko, because Tanjiro needs to know how strong his sister is. Well, he went from about 6 forms of breathing to about 6 forms of water breathing to about, I'd say 8, because he knows all of them. He just doesn't perfect or hasn't been able to use them all by like will the entire time. Then for flame breathing, he went up to 3 forms. Hino Kami Kagura still was ace in the hole. But in the forest, Tanjiro let out Nezuko. And when it comes to the giant father demon, Tanjiro and that demon fight. Tanjiro being able to actually jump around it and not like match its strength, but being able to actually kind of reflect it and push it away. Tanjiro would use concentration breathing and be able to actually cut its arms and head off in one go. With that, he killed the demon, which leaves I think it's the sister, brother, and Yui. The mother demon kind of just died of her own accord. She wanted Tanjiro to kill her, painlessly at least. So, yeah. So, Zenitsu can handle the brother demon again, and then Inosuke can handle the sister. Tanjiro and Nezuko will handle Yui. Now, due to Inosuke's lack of just really compassion for demons, the sister demons dealt with pretty quickly as she wasn't really an exceptional fighter. With this, it now leads on to Nezuko, Tanjiro, and Inosuke versus Yui. So Tanjiro is actually a lot more efficient in this fight. He's not as strong as I would say I would say Yui and Tanjiro are more or less equal in this fight. They're more along the lines of being equal. So you can walk back. Tanjiro could have cut his head off without really any difficulty. He can probably still do that, but Tanjiro put up more of a fight because he knows Giyu's skill set. One thing separating him and Yui is that Tanjiro has a superior skill. That's it. Do you see anything? That's my chair. But yeah. So yeah, but we go on someone else being Zenitsu. Zenitsu getting more confidence and actually having security as friends. I would say that does increase him a little bit. Plus, Goro is had entrusted Tanjiro, tells Tanjiro, I entrust you with Zenitsu. Tanjiro's alright, I'll protect him with my life. So Zenitsu had known the lady of even if I die here, I'll be avenged. So Zenitsu having come to grips with death already, knowing this pretty girl who actually, not that he hasn't shown interest in him, but she's nice to him, and a lot more factors. Zenitsu can use thunder breathing in the first form while he's conscious. It is just really hard. He has to gather up all the breath, all that. He's trying, but he's not great at it. But he's able to actually knock back the brother a little bit, and before he even gets poisoned, and he had just fainted because he's out of breath. He faints because he's exhausted, and wakes up, and kills the demon without really getting poisoned at all. He was just really fast and pretty strong, and he excelled at that. So yeah. So then we go now to Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Nezuko versus Yui. Now, Inosuke's actually being able to watch out for the strings before they even arrive. He's just able to feel the air pressure rising as they go near him, so he's able to dodge. Nezuko being taking advantage of this, actually spreading her blood along the webs, being able to light them on fire and burn Yui. Tanjiro would cut through them as they're burning. Then immediately, once Yui's arm had caught on fire, Tanjiro would just smile at Yui and let off an aura of just actual let me phrase this, pink aura in anime. It was cutesy, cuddly, fun, happy, all that. Tanjiro's aura, as he charges at Yui, would basically be like this red mist of pure fear. Tanjiro gets closer to Yui, he smiles, and his aura turns to the pinky happy aura. he tells Yui, "May you rest in peace," before just unsheathing his blade and cutting his head off before he can even blink. As Yui had been burned and weakened up by Nezuko's flames and Inosuke's slashes that weren't doing much, but they're slashes, I guess. But his head had been cut off. Tanjiro would catch it and actually he coddles him. So eventually, once Yui dies, Tanjiro puts his head down, or what's left of it, let it fully decay. And then Tanjiro and Inosuke and Nezuko had to find Zenitsu. To find him, he's unconscious on the ground, and spiders actually backing away from him. They're terrified of him. Inosuke just marches through them, slashing down at them, calling them dumbass spiders. But then we have Kanao and Shinobu and Giyu arriving, and there's Tanjiro like, "Oh, how was the fight?" And Tanjiro says, "Oh, it's fine. My arm is really badly cut, though." He holds up his arm, showing off that multiple strings had cut it. He didn't let Zenitsu, Inosuke, or Nezuko see that. Really, Inosuke like, "How'd you get cut?" I was like, "You guys aren't that fast." He was much faster. I just made sure you didn't see it because that guy was way too close in power to me to be honest. So, Tanjiro's like, yeah, he was close to be as strong as me. As he was actually hyping up Yui. In reality, everyone took that as Tanjiro saying, I'm as strong as a lower moon, and that is without help. So now, Giyu and Nezuko, everyone there is like, oh, that's actually great that Tanjiro is strong. He doesn't even know it. So yeah. So now the cover mission on to use Tanjiro in a cast while practicing their forms. Well, Zenitsu is actually just practicing with like Rengoku. And then we have Genya, who's also there, and then we also have Nezuko who's training. She's not really injured at all, and she's also revealed at this point, so everyone knows her. And then there's also Inosuke, who's not really injured either. He's fine. Only person who's really injured is quite literally just Tanjiro. Everyone else is kind of fine. Besides Zenitsu actually having a lot of like sore and pulled muscles, mainly in his legs. But yeah. But eventually, once the recovery arc is over, we then go on to the train, to Mugen Train. Now for the breathing techniques, Tanjiro basically learned all 10 of water breathing. And then he's on the verge of learning Dead Calm, which is Giyu's technique. And then for flame breathing, he's learned 1 through 5. So, yeah. Then Hino Kami Kagura, well, not necessarily the exact same, but it got stronger. Because he's now kind of learning to combine forms. Or at least combine the steps of forms. So, yeah. But, yeah. Now with this, well, since no one was really injured, mainly Inosuke was not injured, he actually found a master within Gyome. You guys may think Sanemi because he's aggressive and all that. No, I actually think it fits for Gyome to be Inosuke's teacher. He's done Earth and Calm, the opposite of Inosuke, but also his powers or his techniques are based off a lot of like sensory via his eyes. Well, mainly just like transparent world, which he made up for by having no vision. But I would see him being able to actually enhance the senses of Inosuke. Kind of like how airbenders in the Everlast Airbender, or actually Legend of Korra, where they are able to predict attacks, not predict, but avoid attacks because they can feel air pressure on their body. Inosuke like they're able to actually predict attacks before they even arrive, like I did with Yui, but Inosuke can do it on a much larger scale. So with if Yui's strings were about to arrive, Inosuke can feel the air break around him of something coming out of Yui, and like, all right, something's going to come out of him at my direction, move. So we can do that before it's kind of just like, I should describe it as shitty precognition is what Inosuke learned, is shitty precognition, that's all it is. So yeah. But with this, we go on to, what was it? Oh yeah, Mugen Train. So we're on to that arc. And honestly, I think the biggest difference here is that literally everyone here is a much bigger menace, especially Tanjiro, who's now like, not at Hashira level, but like, he'd give characters hold up, I think about this real quick. Like, I compare him to like Kaigaku. I honestly compare him to that. Like, Kaigaku's like the next upper six. Tanjiro's quite about as strong as him right now. So when it comes to Enmu, that is really just a no-diff fight in Tanjiro's. Not like no-diff, but Tanjiro fights him head on. It's not really a difficult fight. So we literally just have Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Nezuko Zenitsu being able to actually use at least one form of thunder breathing, while conscious is not as strong, but it's still there. Plus, also just basic techniques. But also Nezuko has full control over blood demon art and actually really good martial arts skills. Those who can handle Enmu themselves, Tanjiro and Rengoku. That's kind of just overkill at this point, but they still do it. But Tanjiro and him aiming through demons to lead to Enmu, while then the other three are more or less using their abilities to push off his blood demon art. But this allows Tanjiro and Rengoku to pretty easily just as a duo just no diff Enmu. His powers aren't really hard to grasp. There's Akaza, and with no one really being too fatigued, this is a jumping on Akaza. He still wins. It was just like, wow, this guy's strong. And he did land a blow on Rengoku that was not fatal, but it did cave in his chest. He's not dying, but he does not have the physical lung capacity to fight as Demon Slayer anymore. His breathing art abilities are basically gone. He has no ability to use those. He cannot breathe properly anymore. So yeah. But with this, Rengoku retires due to just the fact that he cannot breathe properly anymore to fight like a Hashira. So he's done. Physically, he's above basically every Demon Slayer except for the Hashira themselves. But he's still there. He's like, I'm strong, and he still lives on base. And due to Tanjiro being able to actually use a lot of flame techniques, he's not the complete place as a flame Hashira, but he's more or less just called the other Hashira. People also would probably refer to him as the Sun Hashira because that's the final technique he uses. So yeah. You could also call him the Water Hashira because he himself does not view himself as a Hashira. So yeah. Let me move forward again, probably on to we can say, yeah, in an entertainment district, yeah, that. Now Tanjiro spending as much time as he does around all the Hashira, including Tengen. Well, I'm pretty sure he knows Tengen's wives. I'm pretty sure he's met at least one of them. But he's heard about all three. He's probably heard about all three. Probably only met one. Who is he like? Oh no, Miss Makio or Miss Suru or Miss so and so. Tanjiro volunteers to run the mission, and then he says that they should make Inosuke dress up as a girl. And then Inosuke yells at Tanjiro. Tanjiro isn't really too fazed by it. Tengen likes the idea, but makes Tanjiro dress up with him, same for Zenitsu. And Tanjiro simply says if he tries to have Nezuko dress up in the district, he'll kill him. So, Tengen and Nezuko are on surveillance. So, yeah. But yeah, with this we keep going until we probably get on to the main fights, honestly. Being Tanjiro and Tengen versus Yutaro, and then Nezuko, Inosuke, and Zenitsu versus Daki. But now since Zenitsu knows his limits, especially against women, he knows he will not be fighting her. So he's been taught to learn his limits by other Hashira. I would say the most influential Hashira on Zenitsu would probably be Gyome, due to how positive he is. And Owenai, due to how just mean he is to him. So, the limits are one thing that he needs to learn, so he knows women is a limit he cannot push, so joins the fight with Tanjiro and Tengen. As Inosuke has no problem with Nezuko to fight by her side against Upper Moon. Or at least a wannabe Upper Moon. But yeah. But with this, I would say it goes on to more or less, three strong characters jumping Gyutaro would probably be, not good. But on one hand, Tanjiro's stronger than Canon. Tengen didn't really change, but Zenitsu's also much stronger. So with this, I can see that, Tanjiro doesn't even get, I would say his fingers can get broken. But when Tengen would constantly jump into the fight after, losing his hand, he doesn't need to, since Zenitsu can jump in right then and there. So, Tanjiro's about to get killed. Zenitsu would dash in, already unconscious due to the fact that he's probably just terrified that he's going to fight an Upper Moon, the stronger Upper Moon. I should have fought the girl. I should have ran away. Faints. Unconscious, arrives, saves Tanjiro, and then it's him and him jumping Gyutaro. Now, I can say that Gyutaro isn't, winning, but eventually, once he's exhausted, he's like, oh, you two were good, but I'm gonna kill you now. Suddenly, head off, Tengen laughs, saying, ambush. And, immediately Gyutaro, or his, he cuts off Gyutaro's head, probably the same time as Daki, and Daki had her head cut off by Inosuke and Nezuko. And it's also used for plot, because, one, Nezuko's much stronger, control over her blood demon art, and her big form, probably unlocked that a lot earlier. He was trained by solely Orokodaki for 2 years. So, yeah. Plus, Inosuke is also much stronger, as he can predict basically every attack she tries to make. So with this, these two pretty easily kill her. It's not a hard fight to have. So, yeah. So, with that, Daki was kind of just low to mid diffed. And then Gyutaro was still like an extreme diff fight. For even if Zenitsu arrived and Tanjiro was stronger, he's still a much stronger character than a lot of people give him credit for. But yeah. But yeah. Then we just move on to now probably the next arc. Tanjiro doesn't break his sword. Zenitsu probably did. Playing for Inosuke. So with that, when it comes to the Swordsman Village arc, Tanjiro goes with him just because, like, they're friends. And Muichiro's just there for the same reason as Kanden, same for Mitsuri. I honestly forgot why they were there, to be honest. I'm not great at it. I'm not great at memorizing that. But yeah, Tanjiro's there just to support them. Also, just Tanjiro would also probably put in a request for Nezuko to get, like, not brass knuckles, but just something to cover her hands while she fights. So yeah. While they're there, I would say this arc is honestly, same for Genya being there as well, but this arc probably isn't much different than Canon. I don't see many changes. There's probably not going to be many, just because of the fact that Tanjiro is stronger, but it's still upper moon 4. I think pretty sure Tengu's upper moon 4, and then Gyoko's like, pretty sure Gyoko is 4, Hatengu is 5. I'm probably wrong, but still. Yeah, so those guys pretty easily fight, and actually not easily, but still fight. If anything, injuries are just minimalized. And then Nezuko being stronger, the Sun weakness is probably something she already knew, or at least Tanjiro assumed she would be immune to by now, because he already knows a lot about demons, so it's like, she's strong. Sun doesn't kill her, he's like, good, you're strong. It just reaffirms that he thought Nezuko was good. I said he thought a lot, I'm sorry. That was just, stuttering. Let me go forward again until probably the Now Hashira training arc, which they already do that a lot. For anything, Tengen retired from Hashira still, but Rengoku's also like, at this point, no Hashira has been killed, they just retire because they were injured. But Tengen was not poisoned and didn't lose an eye. His hand is just gone. He's like, yeah, I use two-handed swords until I can learn to use one-handed blades, I'm done. Tengen's on like a temporary leave. That's it. Temporary leave. And then we have Rengoku, who's like, I can't fight properly. My chest is caved in. Like I cannot breathe properly to this day. I'm done. So yeah. If anything to make up for the difference in Hashira's, Tanjiro, if anything, will probably train Gi to make him stronger, or Zenitsu and Inosuke gets much stronger, as he would hear about Jigoro still committing seppuku. But Inosuke has a set master being Gyome, who enhances his senses, and a lot more. And Zenitsu, due to the fact that like Obanai pushes him the most mentally to how mean he is, Zenitsu trains with him the most. And actually learn, not like certain breathing, but he just learns just basic swordsmanship on a much more extreme level, where he's just a master swordsman without any technique. Or with technique, but not any breathing art specifically. If anything, his breathing art is more or less his killing blow. It's the only move he can use that's enough to kill demons. He can kill regular demons, but like upper moons or like lower moons, literally only his technique. So yeah, like only his like blood demon art, only his breathing technique. But yeah, and Tanjiro himself would train with probably get Gyu, mostly, so, yeah. But after the training arc would be Infinity Castle, I think, and the fights. We need to talk about the fights. Tengen spent all the time learning to use a sword one-handedly. And the thing is, how strong his drift strength is, and how well skilled Tengen is as a person, if anything, he cannot throw as many bombs. That is it, because he can't slash all of them with 2 blades, but he knows enough to slash them all with one blade. That's really all that changes, that he can throw as many bombs because he can't slash them all at once. And then, yeah, so Tengen can join in on a fight there. Probably with Mitsuri and Obanai. Because, simply put, the battle of... Well, I'm pretty sure they fought individually. Hold up. So I can see Tengen arriving to help fight Nakime. as I didn't see like something happening where like she has control over the Infinity Castle and how it moves. Tengen, as a shinobi, can likely sneak around the entire castle. So like whenever she moves it, he's there because she can't. She's not able to detect him. So stealthy versus someone who has control over a domain. That sounds like a good fight. And Obanai is able to probably try and just sneak up on her once Tengen and Mitsuri have her attention. So stealth and stealth, and then power. So with this, that she would lead probably to I don't know. Tengen's an arrogant ass, and the way I want him to die kind of redeems that. So like I can see Tengen trying to just save Obanai and Mitsuri, in exchange for his own life, like he's impaled and then cuts off Nakami's head to save Obanai, and that's how the fight goes. Obanai's injured, same for Mitsuri, but they're not dying. And Obanai would actually finally like not cry, but he immediately is like just turns away from Mitsuri just to look at Tengen and just sit there for a while. But Tengen had said he can change his own life, so Obanai and Mitsuri can live on, and he could kill Nakame in the end. I think it's also a heroic way to go out because he would be using his new style to kill her, when he previously couldn't kill Upper Moon with his old style. So I think this is a great way to go out overall for Tengen, and his arrogance is forgiven, and his new less perfected style is the one that killed someone, instead of his old one that wasn't as flashy, where his old one that's more flashy instead of this one. So arrogance gone, and the flashiness is the way he wins. That's great. Then Akaza, simply put, well, Tanjiro and Goku being the one who fought him the most, all he has to do is tell him, like, here's what I've realized on how he fights. Tanjiro, you were there with me, add in your own notes. So Tanjiro and Gyu go into that fight knowing a lot of the weaknesses of Akaza. Not weaknesses, but knowing a lot of, like, the way he fights. And Gyu himself is a lot stronger. Tanjiro being also a master of water breathing, same for Gyu, but now Tanjiro also knowing most forms of flame breathing. So now that's two styles. And then his Hino Kami Hagara, being now combined with certain flame breathing forms, is still much stronger. The Flaming Tiger, Tanjiro would combine that with Hino Kami Hagara. Now he kind of like sits in the sun and then charges. So, yeah. This fight goes on, and they don't beat him, like traditionally, but at the point where he's like, I almost died. I'm giving you, like, I am on the brink of death. I'll give you that. Then his memories come back, he goes in the sun, and so on and so forth. The fight ended the same way as it is in canon. But then we also have Zenitsu versus Kagaku, and Zenitsu can use much more improved swordsmanship, but his breathing style is still hard to use. But then Kagaku's like so not even using breathing styles like you're just moving this fast, and I can't keep up. Zenitsu would defend Kagaku on that, and actually kill him without really like much effort in the final attack, because it just really wasn't that hard to do so far. Kagaku had been surpassed a while ago by Zenitsu once he had mastered everything. Or not mastered his form. So yeah. So with this, Kagaku is beaten by Zenitsu, who barely tried to use his full power. So yeah, that's it. The next fight would be Doma, Shinobu, Inosuke, and Kanao, or Shinobu, Inosuke, and Kanao versus Doma. Now so far, only one person has died. Only one Demon Slayer has died so far. That's pretty good records, actually. Pretty good numbers, instead of two dying. Zenitsu also isn't really too badly injured at this point. He didn't really need to use his full power to kill Kagaku. Literally just rage and mastery over his breathing killed Kagaku. So, yeah. I can see him arriving to help fight Doma, just because him and Inosuke are a lot closer than canon. So it's more like, I can help you fight him because I'm faster than everyone here. It's just gonna be hard to do because my legs are gonna give out pretty quickly because I'm tired. With this, he's able to significantly weaken Doma. So when he still does eat Shinobu, well, Doma at this point basically dies with the moment he eats her, because one, Zenitsu's too fast to keep up with him, even though Doma dies. He's like, wow, you're fast. And like there's one point where you're on par with me, if not faster. Well, Doma's being blitzed, and he's tired. Plus, he almost died, so that's exhausting. Inosuke chipped in because he knows a lot of Zenitsu's power. With this, once he eats Shinobu, he dies right then and there. There's no coming back from that. He's really just too tired to keep himself afloat. With this Kanao is fine. No really big injuries. And same for Inosuke, really. Zenitsu had the bigger loss here. The fact that his muscles in his legs are torn apart. They're horrified. They're horrifying right now. So, yeah. Then on the lower floor, we have Kokushibo versus Gyomei, Sanemi, Muichiro, Tanjiro, Giyu, Obanai, and Mitsuri. Now with this, Giyu is stronger, Tanjiro is stronger. Gyomei is a little bit stronger, not by much, but a little bit. And we have Obanai Mitsuri here. So we have, so Sanemi, or first, and the strongest to weakest, in my opinion, right now would be Gyomei, then Sanemi. Currently Obanai's weakened, so above him would actually be Tanjiro, who would awaken Transparent World. And then we would have Muichiro, and then we would have Obanai, then Giyu, then Mitsuri, and then Genya. And then Inosuke and Kanao. Or probably not Kanao, probably just Inosuke, because Kanao is treating Zenitsu so that he can fight with them later on. But then also Nezuko. There's 10 people fighting Kokushiba right there, which is like 2 more than canon. Well, yeah, 2 more than canon. With this, actually, I'm pretty sure there's more, but yeah. But 2 people would make a difference because one of them is the stronger Hashira. This is a stronger Hashira. So with this, when it comes to fighting Kokushibo, well, Tanjiro now actually would Basaki Hinokami Kagura still, and actually shatter Kokushibo's sword, which surprises him and has him off guard for a lot of the fight now because he doesn't know what else Tanjiro knows. Tanjiro actually backing off a lot to actually charge up another Hinokami Kagura and combine it with another form technique. But eventually, when he does get defeated, it will, at the end of it, well, everyone there is alive still, they're just really tired. At least now, Muzan. But now, Kanao had arrived, leaving, and she's in good shape, same for Zenitsu. His legs are a bit sore, but he's better than Kanon. So, pause. Sorry about that. But, yeah, so, these same people fight Muzan right now. Strongest to weakest. Now, the strongest currently is Tanjiro, the fact that, well, Demon Slayer Mark. He has the most energy right now because he have, well, not the most, but he got backing off to recover. And Gyomei and Sanemi are tired. But Tanjiro, Sanemi, Tanjiro, Sanemi, Gyomei, Muichiro, Giyu, Obanai, Zenitsu, Mitsuri, Inosuke, and Kanao. That's like the weakest, strongest at this point, just mainly because a lot of people are tired, and that's why they're so low again. Excuse me. But the fights go on, also plus Nezuko. But by the time the fights are over, well, simply put, for Demon Slayer March, I'd probably say not everyone awakened one. In fact, they're probably having the fights a lot easier than everyone else. And the characters like Mitsuri and probably Giyu, those two probably don't awaken their mark. The fact that they're not as threatening to Muzan, so he focuses on everyone else. But still, fight's pretty difficult, and he still loses. So yeah. One thing different I'd probably say is that there's no Demon King Tanjiro. The fact that Tanjiro's able to avoid him a lot more, and probably able to stay away from him a lot more. If I read that wrong on how he became Demon King, sorry. You guys can still keep it in if you want. It would be a lot harder to stop him. Probably almost impossible to stop him, actually. But other than that, in my version, he doesn't become Demon King because he avoids Muzan a lot more to go in for final blows only. But other than that, well, they win. And Obanai still dies in the time limit of the Demon Slayer mark, but Mitsuri got pregnant in time. And Giyu is fine. Same for, well, just him and Mitsuri are fine. The other Hashira die. Except for Tanjiro, of course. But, and, well, Tengen dead, actually. Literally only remaining Hashira of the old era are Giyu, Mitsuri, and Rengoku, who didn't participate at all. He just participated in the funeral service, but that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more. Adios.